The views and opinions expressed within the video content found on the Indie Comics Network are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of the Indie Comics Network or its sponsors.
Hey everyone, I'm back. It's Friday. It's time to art with the Alikat. I'm working on a few things. Getting ready to do some Star Wars-esque stuff for today and tomorrow. But I want to show a few of the things I'm working on. I've been doing some Frazetta studies, so I figured I would show those first and then kind of get onto the piece that I'm working with. And we'll see how things go. Well, let's just take a look here. There we go. All right, so this is a sketch I was doing, just kind of a warm-up sketch of John Carter of Mars. Frazetta had did this piece, and I was a bit inspired because Dave was actually doing a painting of it on his live stream the other week, like a week ago, maybe more so. I think it was like a week ago yesterday. But I wanted to kind of do my own sketch of it, so I just did a quick rendition on Wednesday, and I've been kind of noodling at it since. Move my sketchbook aside. All right, and this is the one I was working on myself, doing a recreation of. It's literally, I don't know, fantasy woman with clothing that's falling apart. I guess technically it's supposed to be a bit more over her. Here. There. But yeah, so it's kind of a subtle shadow here to show that her other boob. But yeah, so I figured I would show those off. It's kind of a thing I've been working on. There's some fun stuff, but came here today to do Star Wars stuff more than anything else. I want to get my reference art up. There we go. I've done the blue line stuff already, and I started kind of working in some other textual pieces with it. But yeah, other than that, it's basically me doing the things. It's doing the art. All right. I just want to make sure it's live on the Indie Comics Network because I'm paranoid about that right now. But yeah, so I'll be back with this later. I might actually work on it in another one of the live streams I'm doing. Like a sketchy Saturday or something. All right, so I'm doing the Akira slide with Ray. So I figured it would be fun. I started kind of roughing in not roughing, but doing the finished lines on the speeder, which I have is mostly blue lined in. I have to detail Ray a bit more. But yeah, so I thought this would be fun to do. Kind of the scene on Jakku. I got a Star Destroyer in the background that's been crashed. Doing hill things. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm looking forward to Tales of the Sith this morning. I think that will be fun. Tomorrow morning. I thought it was supposed to come out today, but apparently it is coming out on the 4th, so I was annoyed because I was up at 3 a.m. hoping to watch it, and it wasn't there. You think I'd know these things. I found it weird that they were releasing it on a Saturday, though. But Disney's pretty weird, so kind of makes sense. I caught the end of the Bad Batch. I was happy with the ending. Left a few open-ended questions of what's coming next and what they're going to do. I believe it's going to be another show about clones, but don't quote me on that one. That's what I think has been said, and I think that is information that can be consumed by the general public. I don't think I'm breaking any NDAs. Hope not. Hopefully Lucasfilm isn't watching right now. Yeah, but I thought doing the Akira slide would be kind of fun. Certain people have done it before, but this is me doing it, and I haven't done it. There's a good cat's eating near me. Hobbs is eating with his paws, which is always cute to see. And Rocket is sleeping in the bed. So I put in all those quick details with on the speeder, and I'm covering them with a flash. Now, the original Akira piece, there is a flash here as he's kind of sliding back, and I'm assuming it's supposed to basically be kind of how he's hitting the ground and all that, which speeder obviously doesn't, but I think it's kind of a cool effect, so I'm leaving it in. Doing kind of my own thing with it too. I should be turning this more. I put the board up here so I can turn the board and not the art. Actually, I think I will shrink that a little bit. Smallify that a little. Thin that out. Let's see. Can't go more up, I think. And if I finish this piece up, I'll be looking for ideas of what to do for tomorrow, because I will be streaming something, probably something more dark side related. I was debating on doing Vader actually at one point. I don't know if I will. I was also thinking Boba Fett could be fun. Doing something. I was debating on keeping it again with like an Akira theme too, where I have it like Vader walking towards his TIE fighter or something. I think that could be kind of cool. Granted, the TIE fighter is a lot bigger. So Usually good at drawing special effects. Not really liking how this is coming out. Ah, damn it. I was using the 3mm pencil, wasn't breaking anything. Go to the 7 and I break a piece of lead already. Okay, so we'll kind of do like that, I think. There we go. I should probably be roughing this in a little bit more with my 2H. Oh, this is a 2H, but should be probably roughing it in a little bit more, but whatever. Let's see. Let's get back to the speeder. I wasn't really sure if this is supposed to be like a headlight in here or like a blaster bay or something, but I can't really tell. I was actually looking forward to drawing this all week. I did my blue lines, and then I was like, I really want to work on this. But yeah, so if anybody has any thoughts of, what tomorrow should hold, I'm open to it. Obviously, if I'm not done with this, I'm going to finish this, but, you know, figure it's, May the 4th. Definitely should be doing some May the 4th stuff with it. Okay, bear with me here. Just checking stuff out. Okay. So I checked out a interesting horror movie called, it's from last year, it was called Cobweb. That was downright twisted. Wasn't what I was really expecting from a film. I enjoyed it though. It's very good. Not quite Late Night with the Devil good, but it was good. I mean, Late Night with the Devil was, it was so good. I've watched it like 3 times. It's so good. Highly recommend it. If you're an analog horror fan, it's definitely worth it. Has like a quasi found footage feel to it, and but it's not. It's like found footage with decent camera angles, no bumpy cameras. The entire thing is like a late night talk show, and like the whole movie is like the amount of time a late night talk show would be on the air. It's great. I think I finished the speeder a bit too much in blue lines, but I got a bit carried away when I was light boxing. Not to ding it up a bit too, because I want it to look kind of worn. I think it looks too new right now. Excuse me. Okay, they're both in the bed. When I don't see a cat for a little while, I kind of gotta look. I mean, they're cats. You can't trust them. Well, I can trust them for a couple of things: hunting mice and getting into trouble. For instance, when Hobbs has the inclination to eat plastic. Very annoying. I didn't really detail Ray though, so I still have a lot of drawing to do on her. Let's detail the speeder. Speeder bike. Speeder moped. I don't know what it is. It's big. I've actually seen the prop of this in real life. It's pretty big. The shooting one that they used. I mean, they had some minis of it, obviously, but and they used a lot of CGI because it's a modern film does. Seem to ignore the joys of practical effects half the time. One of the reasons, if you're wondering why I'm switching pencils, is that I have different hardness of lead in them and different size of lead. Like this is a 0.5, but it's like a 3 or 4B. I think it's a 4B, so it's darker, softer, softer lead, and I kind of like working with pencils better than with inks. So. Lines I want to basically really kind of show I want to have with that. This is a 2H lead in this. It's a 0.7, I think. No, it's 0.5. That was a 0.7 for some reason. I think that's my Staedtler's a 0.7. And then I got the lead holder, obviously, for doing work too, so. But in more like technical pieces, I like to use a mechanical pencil, much more than using a kind of the lead holder, because I want the lines to be kind of precise looking, but I still want them to have a texture. As people can listen to me ramble about why I'm drawing the way I am. Yeah, I detailed this a bit too much to start with the blue lines, but whatever. Mr. Blu-ray, look at Alikat Comics being the best ever. Well, I really appreciate that, Mr. Blu-ray. I really appreciate that, and I just have a little nice thing to say about it. Where is it?
Hey, Luke. May the force be with you.
There you go. And that's for today. Today and tomorrow. I'll be playing lots of headlines from that. Well, thank you much, sir. I appreciate it. As said, I will be here tomorrow, also working on Star Wars stuff, since it's actually May the 4th. So, and I must celebrate. It's also like my best friend's birthday, and she always gets annoyed when I say we should watch Star Wars. But like, it's May the 4th. We should watch like Star Wars or something. She's like, it's my birthday. And I'm like, yeah, we should watch Star Wars for your birthday. And she's like, no. Guess not everybody can be a super fangirl like me. But hey, it is what it is. Oh, fingers a little itchy. Well, speaking of which, I just got a text from my best friend. Something about why Walmart puts their spray paint behind locked things. Well, I'll look at it later. Not worth looking at now. I'm assuming it's funny. I can think of a few reasons why they might want to do that. find it so weird still with the sequel trilogy that they wanted to make like a new desert planet and not just like make it Tatooine. It's like you already got one desert hellscape, and there's like reasons you could tie into why the Empire would maybe had a big battle at Tatooine for the sequel trilogy, more than new desert planet with junk on it. Because I mean, you could easily see, I guess, space prospectors. They're kind of, I mean, they're scavengers, but yeah, more of a scavenger, I guess. But like going there and like trying to get parts to sell of downed Republic and Empire ships and whatever else. So I could easily see that. I could see the reasoning behind that of why they could do it on Tatooine, because it's like there's rumors that like Obi-Wan Kenobi was living there and stuff like that. It has significance to the to Vader and to granted most people probably didn't know who Vader was, but there was significance to the planet at that point that I could easily see effectively the called a rendezvous at Argentina being the rendezvous at Tatooine instead of being the Battle of Jakku. Because, desert planets are so interesting. I think I'd rather have the Dink Dinks anyway. So, Spaceballs are a really good parody. I'll figure out what I'm going to do with this in a little bit, but for right now, we're just going to fill it in. Probably going to darken this area. Ooh, Mike, you got the Poison Elves book 1 that you kickstarted. I wanted to kickstart that so bad. I mean, I have every issue of Poison Elves, but I wanted that collection so bad. Oh, and Mr. Blu-ray, you were born 6 months after Star Wars came out. The day I was born was literally when the marketing campaign for Star Wars began. It was in 1976. Like, I've seen the press release on it, and I find that very amusing. Oh, I appreciate that, Mike. Yeah, I mean, I figure it will come up for sale as an actual book. I mean, I got the Faust collection that way, so. But I mean, Drew Hayes was utterly amazing. Poison Elves was it's an amazing series. If you can track down back issues of it, it was so good. The first few issues are called I, Lucifer. but because the lead character's name is Lucifer, and he's an elf. It's kind of the comic is kind of the anti-elf quest in a lot of ways. But hey, as far as I'm concerned, there's room for both. So I love ElfQuest. But yeah, his stuff was great. But yeah, he changed the name from I Lucifer to Poison Elves because he got a fan wrote in, said his mom saw that he had a comic called I Lucifer and thought it was of the devil and threw it out. And I was like, well, that sucked. So he took that to heart and he renamed it. Also, the issues are bigger. They were actually around the same size that Ninja Turtles was. They weren't like, classic comic size. They were bigger, which I thought that was kind of interesting. Took me a while to track down all of the I Lucifers, but I was able to do it, so I was happy. But yeah, it was definitely probably one of the best comics I read in the 90s. I absolutely loved like every moment of it. And it's another place where I get the whole concept that elves have giant ears, like literally to the point that they tie them back behind their heads. I want that to look a little bit more organic, I think. Kind of a hill in the background. I mean, in the original piece, it's Neo Tokyo, but it doesn't really fit here. Comes back in stock on Amazon. I'll see if I can get you a copy. Wow, that's amazing. Thank you. Yeah, I'm currently really hurting for cash. So, GoFundMe really panned out, though, and I really appreciate everyone who did that for me. I got to get in touch with a few of the donators and ask them if there's any art I can do for them just as a thank you. I got to finish up some commissions I'm actually doing, too, so... Should be getting my new Dave Finch art book soon, I hope. I actually got a t-shirt with this one too, so I'm kind of happy about that. I got my Finch Flock t-shirt. And it's like a collection of his Marvel stuff. So a lot of the Marvel artists are guys who work for Marvel and stuff. They're putting out art books. I think Ryan Benjamin is too. Well, not positive on that. But I know there's a few others who are doing them. And I should be getting my stuff from Sean Murphy on his Zorro stuff hopefully soon. Gotta hydrate a bit. With my Propel. And no, we're not sponsored by them. Just like we're not sponsored by Pepsi either. That would be one hell of a sponsor. I probably have to watch what I say a lot more, though. You like Propel? Yeah, I'm a big fan of it. When I had my my gastric sleeve, one of the things they recommend was like sugar-free Gatorade or Propel, that type of thing. So, I've been drinking that more than I drink other stuff. It's that and water are the big ones. I mean, I also drink Diet Pepsi because I have one vice. I get a couple of low-calorie energy drinks too that help me wake up. I drank one before the stream because I wanted to make sure I was as chipper as I could be. I don't think it works. Actually, I have noticed in the past that it works. Last Saturday, I was down near where Mike lives, and I was actually a little worried about getting home because my MS was acting up. I was able to do it though, so I was happy. That's right. Yeah, you told me that you'd gone full time taking care of the rents. Yeah, honorable work as it is. And it's good that they. Yeah, you said they haven't been doing well. That's not good, but hopefully you're making a difference in their lives. As long as we get some time for drawing. Mike is definitely a comic girl as well. Should probably have him on the show one of these days. It's like herding cats, husband. I'm good at that, so yeah, I can understand. I can understand that kind of pain. And I met the new person at Battleground on Monday. Mandy was in training him. Seems like a nice guy. I think his name was Tommy. Yeah, next time I draw tech, I think I'm gonna do it a bit looser so I can so I won't feel so bad about ignoring. So I put the lines in I want to actually fill them out, but. I have to do my obligatory Deadpool stream at some point, and draw out Deadpool and Wolverine. So I think that'd be fun to do since they got the movie coming out. Okay. So last year I did on for the 4th. I actually did the 9th Jedi. I debated on doing her again. Thought that could be fun as well. But I wanted to draw an actual character from one of the movies. And I like Rey. I don't care what people say. I'm a fan. But then again, when I was little, I always wanted a girl Jedi. And the closest thing I got was, well, Leia, who was definitely alluded to be Force sensitive, and definitely was. But damn it, I wanted a Jedi hero throughout the movies. Kind of got it with the prequels. I mean, there's definitely female Jedi, but, there wasn't a full-on female Jedi in the, there for, me to, in the movies to really get behind. I liked Ahsoka a lot, though, in the Clone Wars show. I enjoyed the Ahsoka TV series. I'm definitely interested in see what they do with Omega after I keep on saying Omega because that's kind of how she pronounces her name from the Bad Batch after the series. The ending was kind of cool. The little tease at the end. It shows Omega. There may be an emergency vehicle going by. Pretty sure it's an ambulance. I was also debating on drawing Darth Revan tomorrow. Because, I mean, who doesn't like Darth Revan? He's a cool character. And the Coder video games were fun. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's either going to be finishing this tomorrow or a dark side character of some type. I said it's remain to be seen who, but so my option, the people I was thinking about doing were Boba Fett, Vader, possibly Darth Revan, and part of me was also debating on doing like Darth Tyrannus. So I always see people do like Maul or something, but I generally don't see too many people doing Christopher Lee, the obliges, and doing his Count Dooku. I think he could be fun to do too, Especially his lightsaber. It's interesting because it's got that curve to it. It's the dueling saber. He's the master of Makashi. Actually, I can let that go for you. And since he was an amazing fencer in reality, it kind of made sense that he had the fencing style. The style designed to fight others with lightsabers. I guess I could also do a Asajj Ventress, maybe. She's kind of fun, too. Yeah, I definitely see people have done Asajj, but I just don't see very many Dooku. So, might do him. Oh, and I just have a bit of a favor to ask everyone if they could. Mild bit of an importance to do, but it's the default stuff. Always important. Helps the algorithm. The magic algorithm. Okay, let's start to get Ray in. Now I started also reading a new book. I finished a book by Darcy Cook. I've read a lot of her stuff. She generally writes a lot of horror fiction dealing with like haunted houses and stuff like that. I just finished reading her Grovemore Manor or something, Grove something Manor. It was entertaining. I enjoyed it. But I just started reading by Grady Hendrix, I think. It's How to Sell a Haunted House. Amazing book. Utterly amazing book so far. I just started today and I've already listened to like a full third of it. So I'm very pleased so far with it. I think it'll be a really fun read. And I need some reference on Ray because I don't have her costume handy. There we go. Okay, so it's kind of like that. All right. I figured she'd be wearing gloves, but all this stuff I'm seeing of her is drawings of her. I'm not finding any scenes in the movies. Well, there's one. That's from Rise of Skywalker, though. I need Force Awakens. That's a couple of very interesting clad ray. And that's actually concept artwork of Kira. It was the original character before she became Rey. I'm describing stuff that no one can see but me. And that's still Rise of Skywalker. There we go. Okay, that'll work. I figured since she was piloting the speeder bike, I put the quasi helmet on and the face mask and stuff. Also, the Akira piece has him wearing the goggles and all that too, so I thought it would be appropriate. That's right. Sketchy Saturday is not this weekend. They are doing stuff for Free Comic Book Day, so C won't be here, and technically it's Nita's show, so she's off doing Free Comic Book Day stuff with uh with with C and probably Jaden, their oldest, who's quite the comic artist, to say the least. But yeah, so I'll be doing a arting with the Alikat of a May the 4th be with you episode. So more Star Wars. Yeah, Art Style Kamikaze, I believe they are still doing that one. Yeah, that's the late night show, I think, with Jaden and C. Yeah, I've watched a few of those. Yep, 10 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm starting to wonder if I didn't put 2H in this. It's coming in awfully dark. But this is just HB. No big deal. Ah, did it again. Hate it when I do that. It's like part of her costume. That's her leg. Okay. Got a Twitch notification for something. What it was, I have no idea. For people in the 70s, I don't advise accidentally setting yourself on fire. Not good, not good. That's Good advice, Mike. I don't think people really should be setting themselves on fire purposely or accidentally. I would say just ask Richard Pryor. Granted, he was high as a kite when he did it, and his comedy routine on it is quite funny. And he said, and you got the one guy who's always running behind you trying to light up a cigarette. It's like, hold still. It's like, oh, look, I'm on fire. This is so. Wait, I'm on fire. Yeah. But yeah, so yeah, lighting yourself on fire is not really advised. There's something in the news where somebody recently self-emulated themselves. It was like part of a protest or something. I don't remember for what, but I know there was something going on. Probably dealing with Israel and Palestine, be my guess. Which, again, don't really recommend. Very painful way to die. Guess if you really want to make a statement. Self-emulation is a way. How's the comic making been? It's doing pretty good. I said I'm working on the sword and sorcery stuff for a online magazine. I'm going to be doing a web comic for them. So hopefully that will generate some income. I got a few more stuff that I got to do to get it going, but I got a bunch of pages done already and having fun with it. Which is kind of what really matters to me, is having fun. And getting paid is good too, but I don't really expect it to bring me a ton of money. Brings a little bit, that'd be good, and then we can Kickstarter it eventually and get a book of it together and stuff. I think that'll be fun. Motorcycles. Gotta love them. Not really. So I always wanted to learn how to ride a motorcycle. I thought that'd be kind of cool. And it'd freak out my mother. It's like girls have no reason to be on motorcycles. They look like fun. That's the reason. Wouldn't do it now. Don't think it would go well. I might have wanted to take a little bit more thought into how that worked. No big deal. Yeah, when I drew in Ray initially, I just kind of roughed her in with kind of a quasi look. I didn't really do the costume or anything. So I'm trying to do it as I go, which tends to be a bit more fun. Speeder I definitely did a bit too much of, but whatever. keep doing that. Keep pressing too hard with this. This is not the softest of leads either. I actually pulled out some of the pictures I took of the actual speeder to get some references, because I took pictures of it from a few different angles when I saw it, and pulled those out to kind of take a peek at it. He had a display set up with the speeder there, and then they had Ray's costume kind of next to it, so it was kind of neat. That's what I should have pulled up, was the pictures of Ray's costume instead of looking on Pinterest. That would have been smart. Okay, I'm going to do this with a thinner lead. Again, these would be, if I was inking, I would be doing this with a thinner line, but kind of trying to get the idea of inking with pencil. So and I'm gonna black it out behind her. So. Yeah, I didn't put a lot of fancy details into the Star Destroyer because I had every intention of basically just, when in doubt, black it out type of thing. How's your comics been going, Mike? Nothing going at the moment? Yeah, I can understand that since you're the primary caretaker, so that makes sense. No, it's not ideal, but hey, let's see. I have to write up a general summary of a story. I don't really write what happens in each panel or page. Yeah, no, my stuff is usually very loose outlines. I don't really um, push it much further than that because I don't really want to. I'm going to shrink her leg a little bit. Yeah, I mean, I like having just kind of an outline and I go from there with it. Like, I usually have some idea of how I want it to conclude, but I've also been known to change things, like, as I'm drawing it. I might have to step away for a minute or two. But it won't be that big of a deal. As my bladder is calling to me, and it's saying, "Go to the bathroom, Allison." So I will be obliging it in a second. Just want to get a bit more in here. Okay. All right, guys. I will be right back. Just want to... that's not what I wanted. That is. Check this up, and I'll be right back. Oh, I am better than ever. Okay. Back to doing a little bit of sketches. Well, drawings. Can't really call this sketching. Mm-hmm. Should have an animated be right back with a dancing cat. Yeah, I've thought about doing some stuff like that. So I need to. What was it? I recently uploaded a bunch of little short things I can play and all that when I step away or when I do stuff. When I transition into things. I also added a bunch of Star Wars ones. So. Yeah, it's not like the Sunday funny stuff where we have all the Gary Busey ones that drive me insane. So I've also thought about adding what was it? Some other like just little media ones I have. I have some of the like a few moments later and all that in there too. But that's more for if I do video editing. I might add that stuff in when I finally get off my butt and do some videos just to upload. Let's get that going up there. If I was Dave or somebody, I'd be inking by now. But, probably would have started with the inks on it. Glad I didn't, though, because I changed this little explosion thing a few times. I might change it a little bit more, so I'm not really a big fan of how it turned out. But the jet engines in the background. Like, I can draw special effects better. So, it's kind of my thought. If anybody ends up reading How to Sell a Haunted House by Grady Hendrix, I was talking about it earlier. And let's just say there's a very interesting part with a squirrel nativity scene. That's all I'm going to say. I've read one of his other books too. I read Final Girl Support Group, which I really enjoyed that. I would highly recommend that too. Yeah, I think I'm enjoying how this is coming out overall. Do more like that, I think. And let's go in and use that out. Like that. Okay. Okay, let's flip back to my Kira picture. Okay, that'll be good. Now on the picture itself, this is like where he's actually like putting his foot down. It's scratching since I'm not really doing that. I'm just giving kind of the illusion of the slide still. Because her foot really, I mean, I guess I could have tilted it a lot more, but I don't really think it was the need. Let's say it's the gravity well of it that's causing it. That's my scientific explanation of what's going on. I think like everybody's streaming today. I keep getting all these Twitch notifications. Hopefully it's not from my stream. Oh, there's some of the ground that I had. just realized you guys couldn't really see what the hell I was doing, so I can see me drawing more of the smoke trail. Rocket's taken to eating, so he's come out. I'm actually surprised that neither of the cats have really made an appearance today. Mm-hmm. I have 2 episodes left of Tokyo Vice, the second season. Malcolm and I have been watching it together. Very good show so far. I'm hopeful that it ends with a good bang. What I kind of like is they just caught up to where they were at the beginning of the first season. They just actually, the very first scene of it, they just got to that scene in the show. So I'm excited to see what happens next. I think it'll be a lot of fun. Also, I think the characters are all great. But another good show I'd recommend. I'm trying to think if there's any other really great shows out there that I've been watching. I need to watch the second season of The Jinx. It's like the second documentary of The Jinx. I forget the guy's name, but his he was a really wackadoo. He like admitted to like murdering people while he was in the bathroom with his mic on the HBO documentary about him. So I want to see the follow up stuff with him. But I think that will be an amusing show to watch. I mean, the dude's a monster, so. Law and Order did an episode about him. That's kind of to show how crazy some of the stuff was that he did. I don't need to do this part, but I enjoy it. And if I go to ink this and everything, I'll probably use Copics in this area to get like a gradient gray. I won't black it out per se. Might add some blacks in, but I won't do the whole thing black. I think I'm going to put something up in this area too still. I haven't figured out what though. I was debating on having the Falcon swooping by or something, but I don't think I'll do that. Okay, let's go in here a bit more. Fix this up a little bit. I'll have this kind of the part of her costume. It's fun drawing like cape stuff, so she does kind of got a little capey thingy. Part of the cloak aspect of her desert outfit. Now I'm thinking about it. I might kind of shade around here a bit. Try to write down my story idea. At least try to nail down while I watch you draw. Well, that's probably a good idea. I mean, I want to encourage people to draw if they can, work on their comics. It's all part of the fun. My hope is to go for about another half hour. I don't know if I will fully make it. I am feeling a bit tired. But we will see. Listen, MS has sucked lately. Like, more than... It's just been terrible. Something I probably should have thought about was the shadow. At some point, I really want to do my... What was it? My atomic science... basically science fiction, space opera thing. So, basically the kind of space opera that's like Star Wars is, but lean a bit more towards Lensman and stuff like that with the aesthetic, for the way things are looking. Like the classic rocket-looking rocket ships type stuff and things. I've had an idea for something for quite a long time, and I've just never pursued it. When I mean long time, I've had an idea in my head for 30 years. So just executing it is always the issue. I've done some roughs and some preliminary stuff, but very Flash Gordon, Buck Rogers stuff, and I have lightsabers in it because who doesn't love lightsabers? Mine would have a bit of a Butlerian Jihad kind of aspect to it. It'd be like versus AI for one of the major stories. I think that'd be fun. Like, I always kind of thought basically droids are almost like a slave race in Star Wars in some ways. I mean, they definitely, was it the Asmovian android, and they have some variation of the three laws, which kind of makes sense. But I mean, Asimov always wrote those books to see like how he could break the three laws. So that's definitely a thing. Yeah, the story I, Robot is a bit different from the book, from the movie. Blah. Yeah, story. Yeah, the actual book is a bit different from the movie. I actually enjoyed the movie for what it was. I mean, it was definitely different. It was fun. I think my dad and I saw it. We used to go to a lot of movies together. The one I really loved seeing was with him was True Grit. I love westerns. Something else I should probably do at some point is a western. I could do a space western. Then I won't have to draw horses. Nah, I probably still have to draw horses. Horses are gonna be a pain in the ass to draw. And just about every artist I know hates drawing them. Then I see Mike's drawings of horses, and I'm like, how? And I use a lot of reference when I try drawing. Don't quite have the back wheel, but it is what it is. Okay, let's see. All right, let's go in here. Yay, more emergency vehicles. I think those are fire trucks and an ambulance. There was definitely two of them in there. Could have been two ambulances, but that's kind of what I think it was. Police cars have a very unique, it's almost like a whoop whoop sound. It's weird. But you definitely know them when you hear them. It sounds so much different. All right. I think that's good enough there. Feeling the Star Destroyer a bit. Okay. Weird. Gonna be basically noodling stuff right now. Is trying to get a bit of a feel for some, wear and tear on the speeder and things. Add a little bit more shading and things into Ray. God. Now, if you want to see some cool looking like machinery stuff that's drawn in a comic, the original Aliens versus Predator. I can't think who worked on it, but the tech in that book is amazing the way they do it, because it really captures the vibe of Alien, with like the lived in working class kind of stuff, and I just love the way it looks. Yeah, they just did some amazing work in that book. It's also a really good read and doesn't share a lot in common with the movie at all. There's a few things from it, but yeah, I really wish this adapted the comic. It would have been far cooler. It's kind of like my thoughts on Freddy versus Jason. I liked the movie because I thought it was fun, but it's really not. It could have been so much better. I also really wish they kept Kane Hodder in the suit and never showed Jason's eyes, because that was kind of neat. Something they did starting with like 6. You never saw his eyes. So he was like soulless killing machine. Okay. I think I might be doing something else tomorrow. Unless you guys want to see me ink this and do Copic work on it. Never ceases to fail me. I always break the tip on this at least once. Did it again. 3mm lead breaks very easily. Who would have thought? All right, let's see. All right, I think I'm going to call it here. We're just about 2 hours in. I've got most of this done. So I will be doing something else tomorrow for May the 4th. Something else Star Wars related. Might do a villain. Haven't fully decided. But we will see. Until that, I'd like to say goodbye to everybody. Thank you for coming and hanging out with me. And I will kind of, what is it? Go with this.
Hey, Luke. May the Force be with you.
Okay, so we got a bit of that. But I've been Allison McGlone, the Alikat. Starting with the Alikat on my May the Force Be With You Friday, or I Am One with the Force Friday. And tomorrow we will be doing the May the 4th. So everyone have a great night. You can find me here on the Indie Comics Network, along with, I think I have stuff in the doobly-doo below that will say the other places you can find me. But yeah, but until then, till tomorrow, I'll be seeing you later. Have a great one, everyone. Thanks for coming.